What's up, YouTube? Just going to go live on Facebook. We have something awesome for you here today. We're going to share 4 consistent strategies with you that are actually working in the current environment. How's that? How do you like them apples? We're going live. We're good? We're good. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of names reporting this week. A lot of sexier names. Coupa Software, Salesforce, Workday, Marvell, Campbell Soup, Work, Slack Technologies, Five Below, Kroger, Lululemon, DocuSign, Dollar General, Big Lots, and so much more. And more importantly, I'm going to give you 4 strategies that work phenomenally consistently in the current environment. Not only that, we reached an earnings milestone. We're going to show you our achievement and how you could watch it and be part of it for free. I am Mark Melnick. This is the Newsbeat Show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. I have so many great things to show you. We're going to give you great examples of the one and done, the VWAP reversal, the Know Your Limit, and our newest AK -50 reversal. We're going to show you our earnings milestone. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, always update your strategies. Those who do not move do not notice their chains. And of course, that is from Rosa Luxemburg, very famous quote. But by watching this video, you are agreeing to hold me, Mark Melnick, and T3 Live harmless and not responsible for anything. You're supposed to pause and read this entire thing before hitting play. Thank you so much for reading that. Okay, let's just go right into the agenda. We're going to go ahead and share this with you. We have a number of names reporting, and we're going to give you 4 strategies that are going to help you stay ahead to remain consistent in the current environment. This is going right into next week, and let's just start. Obviously there are more names reporting than this. We'll probably be watching more than this, but just really cute. Give you the days and everything of when they're reporting. So thank you to the person who posted that. And let's just get right into it. So we're going to start off with step 2. It's one thing to tell you the names that are reporting. It's another way to tell you how I'm looking to exactly trade them in a real-time basis. And we're going to start off, of course, with our very famous one and done. And I just want to point out, you might see like version 6.0, version 2.0, version 4.0. There's a very good reason for that. There's a very good reason for that. A lot of traders, I think, once their strategies are done, they're done. And they bet different in every environment. And nobody likes to tell you that. There is no strategy that will consistently bet the same percent over time. It's a mathematical fact. And it's a mathematical fact that it won't even be remotely close. It's not like you have a strategy that's working 75% of the time, and in some markets it's 70, in some markets it's 80, and other it's 75. No, like what happens is you'll get like a dramatic move from that 75%, for example, over time as the market evolves and changes. So what we do here is when we notice one of our strategies start dropping underneath 70% effectiveness, which will be the strategies you're using right now, and any strategy you ever come up with. It's just the fact that the market eventually figures it out. The market is evolving and changing. Why do you think the same thing is always going to work? You could have made, millions of dollars maybe selling horseshoes back in the 1800s. I don't see people opening up horseshoe stores nowadays. It just doesn't happen. Do you guys remember shoe repair? Remember those stores? Why throw out your shoes that are tearing apart at the soles? Just fix them. Why buy a new pair? Remember that? The same thing is being done for all these strategies. So I'm showing you the updated strategies and how they work. So I have a special treat for you. Thank you, Daniel, for this one. And we're going to share with you the one and done version 6.0, and I'm going to talk through the video. So right here it is. We're going to show you a little video about it. Share with you long trade and you just buy through. You can just see as that, as the candlestick keeps running there. This was obviously a real trade that was executed in the Newsbeat live room. Just thought I would share with you exactly what that one and done looks like. So very cute video. Just please keep in mind throughout this video as you watch it, I'm not going to take much of your time here today, that you actually will see links to every single one of the videos in which I'm sharing with you. So if you want to watch a long-winded version of what the one and done is, again, I could show it to you right over here as well. Here are the official rules. You could screenshot it. And if you want to watch a full video on the one and done, there is a link in the description to each one of these 4 strategies in which I'm sharing with you. The next one is step 3, is the VWAP reversal. And the VWAP reversal, right over here, it has very simple rules, but I'm going to show you exactly how it looks like, what you're supposed to do to catch it, and I'm going to show you real situations in which we utilize to capitalize on it. So you do step 1, you choose an earnings name that gaps up or down. And in this example here, we're going to use gap up, name that gapped up. So we'll just focus on step 4 and 5 and ignore 2 and 3. So what we're basically using is, for a gap up name, wait for the first 5-minute bar to close below the VWAP. So that's step 4 right here. We're going to wait for the first 5-minute bar to close below the VWAP here. And the VWAP is denoted by this orange line here. So if you're wondering where the VWAP is, it's just this orange line you see on the screen. So here is Newsbeat Live Earnings name. It was Splunk, SPLK. Name started drifting up, pulls down. So step 1, you have the Newsbeat Live Earnings name. Step 2, breaks the VWAP and closes below. So this is the first time it does it. So we already took care of step 2. The next step, or step 4, which is the second step for the gap up names. The next step is we're waiting for the stock to come back up and break above the VWAP again for a second time. So it's actually testing the VWAP to the upside. So you could see here, right here on step 3, after it breaks below and closes, you wait for the stock to get back up, goes above the VWAP, you take a bearish bet right there. We caught this one. And it doesn't look like a lot. It's about a $4 and change move. Let's just call it, rounded off, $4 move to the downside. This is all done on a 5-minute chart. So right there at step 3, it goes above the VWAP. We take a bearish bet here. I bought puts personally. Some people like to short common stock. And step 4 is actually a very important one. I just put $3 signs there. Don't underestimate that, because as you could see, if you didn't take the money, and for me, I think I was out on this red candle here as it flushed a couple points. You don't have to catch the big move. As I showed you with my P&L for November, the hardest month that I've had this year, you don't need to make dollars to be a successful trader. Yes, you can. I mean, obviously, mathematically you can, but for every dollar I throw in the market, for every time I throw in $1,000 worth of trades, on average, with all my winners and losers, the market's giving me back $90. $90. I throw in $1,090. It doesn't sound like a lot, and the truth is, consistently wise, it puts me in the top 1,000th of 1% of traders. And Newsbeat Live members are able to reach this as well. And they're Newsbeat Live members. And here is just my P&L, as you can see, just for the month of November. Not a big month for me, actually. Very small. Very, very small for me. And it's not even about the 33,000. It's about the cost basis and the proceeds that, on average, I was using about $18,000 a day. So yes, you could have used $18,000 in buying power on average to accomplish a P&L like this. And as you could see, for every dollar I put in, I'm getting a 9% return. So when I'm showing you here catching a quarter, 50 cents, a dollar or two, don't underestimate how valuable that is. And again, step 4, had you held it, it would have ran up against you and you would have been out and you would have lost money. So you're sitting there and you're thinking, well, how do I know when to sell? How about immediately when you're up money. I mean, if you shorted it over here on this red bar, 5 minutes later, you're up a couple points. I mean, for me, what are you looking for? Just be modest. Stop trying to take every trade like you're trying to retire in 2 weeks. Trade as if you want to be a trader for the long term. So very simple with the VWAP. Again, take the money. 85.2% effective on Newsbeat earnings pick for November 2019. Obviously, we're walking into December now. And again, if you want to see a more in-depth video of this VWAP reversal trade, there is a link in the description for a very long video. Again, one of the more viral videos here at T3. Definitely take a look at it. Definitely take advantage of it. Next thing on our radar, we're going to talk about the Know Your Limit 21 version 4.0. That is number 4 on our list right here. And right over here, very simple. Here are the rules. You choose an earnings name. We're going to refer to these earnings names as a name that gapped up. Let's go ahead and share it with you and literally show you what the Know Your Limit 21 example looks like. Did I pull in an example here? Did I pop it up? Um, see, know your limit example. Let's see. All right. So basically, what you're doing is you're waiting for an earnings name to hit the 21 exponential moving average. You're waiting for an earnings name to hit the 21 exponential moving average. After it does that, after it hits the 21 exponential moving average, you're going to have an ample opportunity to take a position within the name. So there are several examples that we have here. Again, it has to happen after 10:30 a.m. That is the important thing right here, that it happens after 10:30 a.m. And I'm just going to show you just an example here. It is phenomenally consistent right now. I think I didn't do the numbers for last week on earnings. I know it worked because I made money on all of them that I tried. Well, if the 21, it doesn't work 100% of the time. It's working in the low 80s for me at the moment. That's excluding last week. So right over here, you could just see, just focus on this blue line right here. Here's Nutanix, gapped up big on earnings, pulled below. You have to buy it below. You have to buy it as it flushes through. Why? Why am I saying that? Because I am saying put a bid on the calls once the 21 EMA on the 5-minute chart tests and goes under for the first time. So right over here, it tests and goes under for the first time. You could see there's very ample opportunity to move up higher. And again, if you really like this strategy, I have a link in the video to this video of another video where we show you lots of examples on how the Know Your Limit 21 works. And again, this strategy was actually invented. There was there's a member in our room right now who just joined recently, God bless him, and he's a quadriplegic, so he doesn't have the speed to do a lot of the trades that we're doing in terms of the one and done. Very understandably so. So we literally invented this strategy with him in mind to give him a slower, easier, slower pace strategy than, for example, a one and done to capitalize on. And yes, me doing something good for the gentleman has who knows how many millions of dollars that created for our entire community, but I got paid handsomely exercising that strategy. Again, if you want to do it, you want to learn more about it, there is a link in the description for a long video regarding it. Next, we're going to talk about our latest strategy that we just gave last night. It is the AK negative 50 reversal 1.0, a powerful strategy, over 85% effective on Newsbeat names. This is a very, very, very powerful strategy. Now, I was originally looking, I just need to tell you how this strategy came about because I was originally looking at earnings, at indicators here. Let me just move my mug over here. I was looking at indicators here on TC2000 and so much the Kopic curve, the Chaikin money flow, and I was going down and there's a member of our room. There's a member of our room, Arthur Kauffman, and I saw something called the Kauffman efficiency ratio. So I decided to click it, and this came up, and I'm like, let me see if there's a way in which I can make money. Um, you know, let's see if there's a way in which I can make money using this. And what I did was I discovered a way to actually make money. And my favorite part about the strategy, I asked you guys yesterday, I'll give you the answer right now. My favorite part of the strategy is most of these trades are happening after like 11:30, 12, 1 o'clock. So when the day gets very slow and choppy, where most people give back your money, you actually have a strategy that's working over 85% of the time. I mean, what could beat that? So let's go ahead and just share it with you. Enough teasing, Mr. Melnick. Let's go ahead and share it with you. The AK minus 50 reversal, which is short for the Arthur Kaufman negative 50 reversal. And here are the rules of the methodology. You choose an earnings name that gaps up on the Newsbeat live list. This has to be a gap up name. This does not work for a gap down name. So you add, step two is you literally add it, the Kaufman efficiency ratio to the 5-minute chart. Now, I do it on TC2000. I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to come to me and say, Mark, I use TradeStation charts, or I use Thinkorswim, or I use TradingView, or I use one of the 100 charting softwares out there. I don't have a sexy answer for how to set it up on those systems. I do apologize. TC2000 is the most popular charting system on the planet. I use it. Again, I'll show you how it comes up. So first step is I'm going to make it very simple for you. First step, you choose an earnings name that gaps up on the Newsbeat live list. Let's say you did that. Step two, add the Kaufman efficiency ratio. So let's just go ahead and do that together. You click on this little green arrow here on TC2000. You go down and it says Kaufman efficiency ratio right there. You left click it and it just literally pops up. It just literally pops up. You automatically get it. So the next step of this is wait for the first time the stock closes a candle at a level of negative 50 or less. So just so we're clear as you're looking at this, the only properties I see here is it has a period of 14. I don't know if you could alter that on different systems. It is the default property for this. I don't know why this strategy works so well. I really don't care why it works so well, but we just discovered it the other day, and I'm looking to apply it all next week to any earnings name that gaps up. I'm just telling you that right now, and it works almost too well to the point where it's like, are you serious? Why didn't I look at this thing earlier? So we did a very nice video last night about it. We did a very nice video, but let me just show you an example here. These are names that reported on Friday. I'm just going to delete my drawings for VMW. Here's a name that reported on Friday, VMW. So the first thing you're doing is you're waiting for the stock to close a candle here when one of these 5-minute bars close, which happens at 9:35, 9:40, 9:45, 9:50 every 5 minutes. As long as there's a 5 or 0 at the end of your minutes, wherever you live, a 5-minute bar will close, right? So you're actually not focusing on the chart up here. You're actually looking at the bottom. And what you'll notice at the bottom here is like right over here is like negative 50. And if you highlight here, let me just move my head. If you actually highlight here, you'll look in the top left and you'll see in gold numbers in that top left box. Like here, let me move my mug so it let's see. Yeah, right there. So you see like right there. God, that's funny. You see like that gold number right there. You're waiting for that number to go to negative 50. So you see it right now, negative 3.17. Right over here for the first time, negative 53.80. So right over here on this candle, it activates. After it activates here, after you have an ER reading on a closed candle at negative 53.80, you immediately shift your eyes upwards back to the chart. So we're no longer even looking at the bottom here. We're only looking at the top here now. And what you're waiting for next is buying through the next 5 minute candle, which breaks a prior 5 minute candle high. So you're just waiting for the next 5 minute candle to break a prior 5 minute candle high at this point forward. So you can see it happens right over here. You could buy through 164.01. You set a stop below here. So again, just real quick to just jump forward, you set a stop below that prior 5 minute candle. And if you're looking for a 1-to-1 ratio, you can bet over 85% with this. Meaning if your stop loss is 50 cents and you're looking to make 50 cents, your stop loss will always be identical, um, you know, to your profit level. You can. A lot of times you're making 4-to-1, 5-to-1. I get it. But for the sakes of what I'm showing you here until you get comfortable with it, I would personally look for 1-to-1. I obviously can't legally tell you where you should take your profits, but check this out. You buy through 163.93 on this candle right here. Boom. 5 minutes later, profit made. How nice is that? Let me even show you. No, is this the thing? No, I wanted to actually show you the AK50 example. Is this it? This is it. So here's Viva Systems. Just to show you an example. I show you right here where the AR50 level is. Right over here on this arrow, it breaks. Whoops, let me just move my mug up so you can see right here is the AR negative 50 level. I drew it in for you. It happened on this candlestick right here. You're just simply waiting at this point for the next candlestick to move up. I cut off the tails on a few of them here just to show you. But you could see right over here, it actually popped up. So you're buying through the top of this yellow line and you're setting your stop right at the bottom there. Take a look at that move. Look what a beautiful move you could have caught there in Viva. Again, maybe you could have made 6, 7 points in it if you sat there and held it till here. And then the stock obviously ran up a little more. I'm not even cherry picking that. I'm not telling you should have hold. I'm actually saying that, you know, look for a 1-to-1 risk reward. So just showing you what Viva looks like over here. You would actually be buying through 148.77. You'd actually have an 89-cent risk looking to make 89 cents. And right over here on this candle, you made your 89 cents and more. You literally right over here made whatever, $1.14. And over the next few minute candles, it rallied another few points and higher throughout the day. But the bottom line is if you're looking for consistency, if you're looking for something that works right now, this is what I like to call a statistical anomaly, which is working in the current environment. If you want to see a video where I go over every single Newsbeat earnings name for the past couple weeks, and we actually show you how the strategy would work, and actually show you how we got that 85% effective rate on the Newsbeat earnings names for last week and the week before, go watch the video. There is a video again of the AK minus 50, which is again the Arthur Kauffman negative 50 reversal. Phenomenally effective strategy. I will be doing that this week. The next thing we're going to talk about is an earnings milestone achieved. So, what is the milestone in which I'm talking about? And again, there's a link if you want to see it. We share with you for free every single earnings name that we have done this entire season. It shows you all the winners, all the losers. It's based on a $100,000 bet. And the milestone achieved is that you would actually be up over $100,000 if you did every single name, enter at close, exit at open. If you did it like that with no form of management whatsoever, you would be up your bet. So if you're doing $5,000 per trade, you'd be up a little over $5,000. If you're doing 10,000, you'd be up $10,000. If you're doing 25,000, you'd be up 25,000. If you're doing 50,000, 50, 100, 100, 250, 250, 500, 500. You get the picture. So that was the milestone. Again, if you want access to see this document where you could see every single name that I've called, all the good, all the bad, all the ugly, large cap names, not focused at all, whatever, on shorting small cap names and, betting on, $5 companies to go down to $3 and, trying to figure out how to borrow things. These are all thick, 99% of them multi-billion dollar companies, which basically means your strategy. The point I'm making is your strategy is completely scalable. If you do it on these names, you have 100% scalability. Take advantage. There's so many members who are just crushing this earnings season, doing nothing else but following what we're talking about here. And again, everything you see on this list here, we shared each and every one of these names on the Newsbeat show for you guys for free. Going to go right into my closing thoughts here. That's step 7 is I cannot emphasize enough that you have to evolve your strategies. Whether you're using my strategies or not, there's something that you could garner out of here. There are probably an infinite number of strategies that would work in this current environment. Work does not mean to me just making money. It has to go beyond making money. People underestimate that. People ask me like, Mark, would you rather be up 1.5 million this year, or would you rather be up, 1.5 million this year, batting over 80% like you are, or would you rather be up 3 million this year, batting 50%? And most people would probably just say, yeah, 50%. Well, who cares if you're batting 50%? You have twice as much money. 3 million is more than one and a half. Yes, you're right. But you know how much psychological toxicity I'm going to drag into next year like that? How do I put a price on the fact that I'm happy in front of my family every day? How do I put a price on the fact that I wasn't huddled into a fetal position? How do I put into perspective that I'm making money consistently just about every single day this entire year? How do you put a price on happiness? How do you put a price on the fact that I'm literally going through almost zero stress throughout all these trades I'm taking? 99.9999999%. Almost zero stress. How do you put a price on that? How much is that worth to you? How much is your health worth to you? It is not all about making money. And a lot of traders out there who are not making money, they would maybe disagree and say, you know what? I don't care. I'm already going through this stress. I would rather just make money. But I will tell you right now, if you want to consistently make money, and I always find it funny how people use the word consistent. We have the largest, fastest growing, by far the most consistent trading community, maybe in the world. Why? Because we don't just focus on the money. We focus on situations where it's low psychological stress. So just for a quick example, and if you're doing a strategy, it should abide by these rules as well. Put my own feet to the fire just like you would yours. So like for example, on this AK negative 50 reversal pattern, you're up money almost immediately every single time. How many traders open up a position and they're like, yeah, I'm risking one to make two, and you're risking 50 cents to make a dollar, but when you're down 30 cents in that position, you feel kind of cruddy, you feel kind of awful, you're like, how often do you want to feel like that? When you buy a position, you should almost always, nothing's 100%, you should almost always be up money immediately. That's how you know if you're doing a proper trade. That's how you know if you have a proper entry. The problem with all these strategies are they just like to give you, here's step A, and this is what you look like at the end of the tunnel. They don't talk as you walk through that tunnel that you got chewed up, spit out, had fireballs being thrown at you, spiked logs swinging back and forth in which you were trying to dodge and maybe got impaled on. And you might come out at the end of the tunnel all bloodied up. And even if you came out with money, odds are you're going to screw up on something else in the future based on that. The truth is, there's a right way and a wrong way to make money. The right way has to encompass all the positive things in which you could logically ask yourself. So, if I were, again, to ask you, you buy a stock, you go long a stock, do you want to be up money immediately, flat immediately, or down money immediately? And you guys are going to be like, of course I want to be up money immediately, Mark. So then, if you're saying that, of course, why isn't every one of your trades based on that fact? You ever stop and think about that? Why aren't other gurus, educational courses giving you strategies that allow you to do that? Why not? Why can't you be up money 80% of the time as soon as you enter a position, 90% of the time, 75, 85, 95? Why can't you? My answer is you can, just nobody has ever put a focus on it. Unfortunately, in trading, people are like, here's a guy who started with, you know, the rags to riches story. Here's a guy who started with $500 and now he's worth $5 million, and you're like, okay, that's nice. Here's a person who was in debt, had a mortgage and everything, and they walked inside a grocery store to buy a pack of cigarettes, and they threw $1 at the Powerball Lotto, and now they're worth $82 million. Oh, wow! Trading is not supposed to be a stressful job. If I heard myself say that to myself 6 years ago, I would say I was full of it. And keep in mind, I've been doing this job 20 years. I would say 6 years ago, 14 years into my active intraday trading career, if somebody told me that trading was not supposed to be stressful, I would say, get out of here. The reason is I was under the 43-57 paradigm. And even though I was making money, I was psychologically destroying myself and the people around me. Try being in a relationship with somebody who's depending on you to pay bills and being a day trader. And you have to explain how one month you do real well and everything is nice and rosy, and then the next month, not only do you not have money coming in, but you lost money. How do you explain that? And the problem is all these strategies that are circulating on the internet never take that into account. I wish they did. It would at least be honest, and it would at least be more open and more effective for the traders trying to follow them. You have to evolve in this market. Any strategy you do should abide by any logical principle in which you could apply. If they do not, you are not only asking for trouble, it will be knocking on your door and coming inside. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Slap the like button if you liked it. Share it with somebody if you think this can help them. I do not monetize on these videos ever. I've never made a penny off YouTube or Facebook, but it does show me that you appreciate the content and the effort in which I'm putting forward. If you want to see again a video on any of the steps, one and done, VWAP reversal, know your limit, AK -50 reversal, the earnings milestone with all the names we shared, you can find all of those within the description of this video. Happy trading, make money, stay ahead of the curve, and we'll see you guys tonight for the Newsbeat show, tonight for the Newsbeat group coaching, if you're a member of the room, and tomorrow morning, if you're a member of the room, for the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful weekend.